Many individuals are unaware of their inherent sigma male traits, and some may never recognize the presence of these characteristics within themselves. While a definitive definition of a sigma male is elusive, distinct signs set them apart, ranging from profound contemplation to a strong inclination towards independence. Here are 12 unmistakable indicators that signify one's alignment with the sigma male archetype. Number 1. They treat everyone the same regardless of social status. Sigma men don't need to impress anyone and don't care about social status. They treat everyone the same, whether they are a CEO or a janitor. Their egalitarian attitude is a refreshing change from the usual competitive and hierarchical atmosphere found in many places. Sigma males don't need to compete or prove themselves, they simply want to be judged on their merits and treated as equals. While they may not be the most vocal people, they have a strong moral code and always strive to do what is right. Number 2, they don't share much about their lives. Sigma males are usually very private people who don't share much about themselves or their lives with others. They prefer to keep things close to their chest to protect themselves from being taken advantage of or betrayed. Those close enough to get a glimpse into the life of a sigma male are often surprised at how thoughtful and sensitive they can be. They take their time getting to know someone before they open up, but once they do, they can be incredible friends. They may not be the most talkative people, but they are deeply reflective and insightful. Sigma men value their privacy and can often appear aloof or unapproachable. They prefer to observe and listen before speaking up, making it hard to get to know them. They may not share much about themselves, but they are highly observant and aware of the world around them, picking up on subtle cues and social dynamics more quickly than most people. Number 3, they are capable of leadership but don't seek it out. They have all the qualities of a great leader but are not attention or leadership seekers. Sigma males prefer to stay in the background and observe rather than take a leading role. They are fully capable of taking charge if the situation calls for it, but they would rather take a back seat and support those who excel in the limelight. The sigma male is more likely to lead by example than words, and his quiet guidance can often be more effective than any verbal instruction. He may not be the one taking the lead, but he has a great sense of direction and is always willing to help out when needed. Sigma men can make incredible leaders if given the opportunity, but they don't need to seek it out. They'd much rather collaborate and see everyone succeed than be the ones to stand out and take all the credit. Number 4, they have a different way of thinking. Sigma males are often misunderstood because their thought process is unique and different from the norm. While the average person may only see one solution, a Sigma will think of many different angles and possibilities for any problem. They enjoy perceiving situations from various perspectives, which leads them to find creative solutions that others might miss. This thinking process makes them stand out from the crowd but also has its drawbacks. People who think outside the box may have trouble fitting in with those who don't understand their unique ways of thinking. It's like they speak a different language, and not everyone can understand them. When two Sigma personalities meet, they understand each other's thought process without explaining it. It's like they have a secret language that only makes sense when spoken between them. Number 5, they hate being told what to do. Sigma men don't like it when someone uses authority to give orders. They prefer autonomy and making their own decisions without the influence of others. While they may take advice from someone they trust, they don't like having someone else make decisions for them. They don't take kindly to being micromanaged or following orders they don't agree with. This isn't to say that Sigma men are rebellious, but they don't follow useless or outdated rules just because everyone else is doing it. When it comes to making decisions, they rely on their own judgment and instincts. They would rather question the status quo than blindly follow the crowd. This often puts them at odds with authority figures, which can lead to tension and conflict. Despite this, they won't change their opinions just to please someone else. While Sigmas don't seek out trouble, they won't hesitate to stand their ground if necessary. They have an independent spirit and make their own paths in life, even if that means going against the grain. Number 6, they avoid large group settings. Large group settings can be extremely draining for Sigma men because they are often filled with noise and chaos. While an alpha might thrive in such scenarios, Sigmas usually prefer to stay out of the spotlight. They don't need attention or validation from being the center of attention, so they often avoid large group settings altogether. Instead, Sigma males prefer smaller gatherings where they can get to know people on a deeper level. They need some space to think and reflect, so large group settings are often too overwhelming. They often need to spend some time alone and recharge after attending a big gathering. They simply don't have the same energy or enthusiasm for large group settings as alpha males do. This doesn't mean that Sigmas can't function in such environments, it just means that their battery runs out faster than their alpha counterparts. While Sigma men may not be the life of the party, they can still be great contributors to any conversation. In fact, their thoughtful insights and deep perspectives often add a lot of value to a discussion. Number 7, they are unapologetically themselves. They don't apologize for their unique perspectives or unconventional lifestyles. They don't feel the need to explain themselves and why they do things differently from others. Sigma males don't try to impress others or show off, they simply live their lives and be who they are. They don't care what other people think of them and don't feel the need to conform in order to fit in. This sets them apart from the crowd without even trying. Sigma men are comfortable in their own skin and don't try to be something they're not. They understand that their opinions and ideas may not always be accepted, but they refuse to change who they are just to gain approval. They embrace their differences and appreciate the beauty and uniqueness in everyone. Everyone has a unique path in life, and they strive to find their own way without feeling the need to apologize. Number 8, they are introverts but highly adaptable and open-minded. While Sigma males are often considered to be introverted, they have an uncanny ability to adapt to any situation. Their quietness and reserve don't stop them from being open-minded about new experiences. They can easily transition between different environments and social settings with ease. Sigma men are not confined by the same limitations as other introverts. They may not be the most outgoing people, but they can easily blend in with different groups of people. Their openness and flexibility allow them to learn from any situation, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. They don't shy away from difficult conversations or confrontations. Instead, they use these moments to further their understanding and gain insight into how others think and feel. Their introversion gives them space to reflect, allowing them to become more adaptable and open-minded. While some might find this trait intimidating, it actually makes Sigma men incredibly valuable in a variety of settings. Number 9, they are highly independent and value their freedom. Sigma men value their freedom above all else and strive to maintain independence. They don't like feeling tied down or obligated to do something, so they often go out of their way to guard their freedom. Sigmas need the freedom to explore, create, and find new ways of thinking. They don't like to be restrained by rules and regulations. They need the space to think for themselves and make their own decisions. They are not the ones to follow the crowd, they like to blaze their own trails and forge their own paths. They don't feel the need to conform or fit in, and this makes them incredibly unique. Their independence can sometimes be misinterpreted as arrogance or aloofness, but it's just a sign of their confidence and determination to do things their way. Number 10, they prefer to work alone. Sigma males enjoy working on their own terms, so they prefer to work alone. They don't like being bombarded by the opinions of others and prefer to think, act, and work independently. This doesn't mean they don't like working with others, but they are more comfortable when given space to do their own thing. They don't need constant praise or attention from others, all they need is a challenge and some space to focus. They don't mind lending a helping hand or working with a team from time to time, but they prefer solo projects that give them the freedom to work without interruption. When given a chance to work alone, Sigma males can produce great results due to their ability to think outside the box and test out different approaches. They don't need someone to guide them, they simply need the chance to explore and experiment on their own terms. That's why Sigma men often become entrepreneurs. Working alone allows them to express their creativity and explore their passions without interference. Number 11, they are lone wolves but loyal to those they trust. Sigma males are often called lone wolves because they enjoy spending time alone. They don't need to be surrounded by people to feel fulfilled. While they may not be the most social people, Sigma men are incredibly loyal friends once someone earns their trust. They don't need many people in their lives, but the ones they do keep close are treated with respect and care. They may not always show it, but those in their inner circle know that they can count on them when they need help or advice. They don't take relationships lightly. Once they form a bond with someone, it's usually for life. They are fiercely protective of those they care about and will go to great lengths to protect them from harm. Though their lone wolf status can make them seem distant, they can actually be very caring and compassionate people once you get to know them. Sigma men don't need a lot of friends, they just need a few good ones they can rely on. Number 12, they hate small talk. Sigma males aren't big fans of the typical "how are you" or "what did you do last weekend" conversations. While an average person might consider such conversations a way to bond with others, Sigma males find them boring and unproductive. They don't like small talk because it often doesn't lead anywhere. Instead of having surface-level conversations, they prefer meaningful discussions that go in depth into various topics. They love discussing ideas, not people, and enjoy engaging with someone who can challenge their opinions. They don't like conversations that revolve around gossip, drama, or trivial matters. They would rather talk about meaningful topics that will help them grow as individuals. Sigma males are often passionate about learning, so they crave intellectual conversations that stimulate their minds. They can talk for hours on topics they find interesting and inspiring. They don't need someone to entertain them. All they want is a good conversation about something that matters. If you enjoy this video, please consider to like and subscribe to the channel. You can watch the next video, 12 Weird Things All Sigma Males Do.